Hi guys, right then, this video is something a little bit different. It's about half an hour long and it's all about my journey to find the source. Guys, if I were you, I'd get yourself a nice drink. I'm going to go with the Punk IPA. That was actually kegged on my birthday, the 17th of April. If any of you guys want to jot that down now, ready for next year, presents greatly received. So guys, sit down, have a drink, chill out and enjoy. Cheers. Okay, so think Scotland. Haggis, cashmere, whiskey, bagpipes. Not me though, I always just think Brewdog. Now, for this story to make any sense, we're going to have to take a travel back for a few years. This is Phil. Phil introduced me to Brewdog's crazy antics and founder James Watt.
This is the first beer we made when we set up our company. Punk IPA. IPA stands for India Pale Ale, and we like to think this beer is punk in the attitude it has towards the incumbents of the beer market. So this is a modern day rebellion against beers which are bland, tasteless, mass market, apathetic. What you've got in your can, it's the culmination of myself and my team's lifetime's worth of commitment, of passion, of dedication. This is not a faceless generic beer made by a cowboy in a suit. Hello. How are you? Hello. How are you? I'm good. I've got kiwi, lychee, passion fruit, mango,
It's these
honey,
amazing
cinnamon,
speeches
grapefruit, passion
that
fruit
got
notes.
me for the pure passion of Brewdog. And when I say passion, it clearly shows throughout my channel over the last few years. Oh, it smells really, really nice. Sink the Bismarck. Wow. Wow. That is not at all what I expected. I'm here today with Brewdog's Neon Overlord. I've got Brewdog's barrel aged albino squid assassin. Oh, that's brilliant. Chili hammer. Now if you and my love of punk. Now let's flash forward back to today. My amazing girlfriend is taking me on a trip. We're going from home to Glasgow, Glasgow to Ellen, Ellen back down to Edinburgh, and home. It's about a 900-mile round trip. Let's go.
Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Such a sexy, pretty little thing. This April bitch, you got me sprung with your tongue ring. And I ain't gonna lie, cause your loving gets me high. So to keep you by my side, there's nothing that I won't try. Butterflies in her eyes and her looks to kill. Time is passing, I'm asking, could this be real? Cause I can't sleep, I can't hold still. The only thing I really know is she got sex appeal. I can feel, too much is never enough. You always there to lift me up when these times get rough. I was lost, now I'm found, ever since you've been around. You're the woman that I want, so I'm putting it down. Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Come my lady, you're my pretty baby, I'll make your legs shake, you'll make me go crazy. Come my lady, come my lady, you're my butterfly, sugar, baby. Come my lady, you're my pretty baby, I'll make
So we finally made it, and my first mission was where can I get my first pint of punk? How readily available is it, and how fresh actually is it? So here it is. I've travelled 400 miles in order to taste this for the first time. how fresh is it going to be? And shit me, it was good. So while I was there, obviously, we went for something to eat. We'd left early in the morning, it was now lunchtime. So, I found the perfect accompaniment to punk. Pastrami, fresh pineapple, a light drizzle of sriracha sauce. You got the spice, you got the sweet. And a meal deal comes with a drink. Now, can you actually get punk in a meal deal? Oh yes, you can. You sort of realise you're far away from home when you get a Scottish £5 note as change. I'd never seen one before, so we left. And wandering down the street, I managed to see the first blue sign of the trip. And there it is. Doghouse, Glasgow city centre brewdog. Specialising in smoked food and pizza. It's definitely different to Birmingham. Inside was massive, and I'd gone for the punk. But unfortunately, the punk had just run out. So I sat chilling in the doghouse with probably one of the best merchandise shops I've ever seen. It was massive. It was actually probably the size of Brewdog Birmingham, my local one. So the first leg of the journey came to an end. And as the sun set over Glasgow, I couldn't help but think, was I going to get a fresher punk than I've already got? Because I've never tasted anything like that, and it was truly amazing. Good night, Glasgow. On to leg 2.
Go.
So we checked out the next morning, ready and raring to make it to Aberdeen. Our brewery tour wasn't until tomorrow, but we had to get there, and it was still another good hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes drive. Checking out after I'd raked up a fortune on the minibar by accidentally taking stuff out of the minibar, not realising it automatically charged you. Obviously that went down like a lead balloon. We made our way to leg 2. By the time we got there it was lunchtime, and again I found another bar. And oh yes, they had it on draft again. It was becoming so obviously ready available, yet it was so fresh, not like anything I'd ever had at home. We then found the flagship, Brewdog Aberdeen, where the magic started out. Now, this bar was unbelievable, surrounded in Star Wars paraphernalia and amazing beer. And I couldn't help but notice, as I sat round looking at the walls and looking at the menu board behind the bar, that they actually had the original punk. Here we go, the original punk. If you think that face says it all, check this out. Okay guys, so it's really loud outside, and I haven't brought my microphones or anything like that because it's literally just a quick stop while we stopped in Aberdeen. I've just had the original punk, and I don't know. I found it more alcoholic, so you could really taste the alcohol to it. But the hops to it, to me there was less hops. Now what everyone said is like, obviously they've had to tone it down for the amount of hops used, this, that, the other, but I can't see it because this isn't very hot whatsoever. This was like literally drinking a very strong Punk IPA but without the hop usage. So I don't know really. I am a little bit disappointed in the original Punk, but I am really happy that I've made it here to the flagship bar that started it all. You know, the original bar. You know, it's nice. They're friendly. Really excited to go hit Brewdog Brewery tomorrow. But just down the road is Castle Gate, so I'll be hitting that either today or tomorrow. But can't wait. But as far as original Punk, nah. Cue cheeky selfie. So after here, we headed back to the hotel as it was approaching dinner time, and I couldn't be too selfish. You know, the good lady fancied a cocktail, and I went down thinking I'll be able to get some decent beer. And dear God, was I wrong. Don't be fooled by this magnificent shot. About 30 seconds later, I dropped both cocktails right down me and on the floor. So, finally the day is here, and disaster struck. Now, my girlfriend had a bad accident in the snow a good few years ago, and she can't drive in snow, it panics her. And here's a forecast for today. So, what does that mean, you might be asking? Well, to get to Brewdog Tour, you've got to drive, which means you've also got to drive back. So, heading to Brewdog, and unfortunately, I've got to drive. But you know what? I don't care because I'm getting to go to somewhere that I've wanted to go for absolutely years. I'm actually going to technically what I like to refer to as my Mecca. Battling through the snow, we finally got there, and we were actually greeted with boiling hot mash grains coming out and filling the lorry. Good God, it smelt amazing.
Okay, so everyone together.
Walked into the bar and instantly I found Punk IPA, kegged on 17th of April. Now, for you guys that don't know, my birthday is actually 17th of April, in case you want to know for next year. And how did it taste? This is a week-old Punk. And good God, did it taste good. To me, I saw this as a sign from him upstairs to drink Punk. Kegged on my birthday, this was meant for me. Well, that's how I saw it anyway. The bar was brilliant. Cool, relaxed, great atmosphere, even a beer bottle chandelier that I'm not allowed in the living room. The merchandise, again, was bigger than Glasgow, bigger than Birmingham Brewdog itself, floor to ceiling with all types. Unfortunately, I wasn't there to buy a dog collar because we'd need a dog for it, and well, you know, sport. So this is Kat. Kat had probably one of the hardest tours ever, not because of me, but because of everybody else. God, me and my girlfriend felt really bad for her because it was such a hard crowd to please. But you know what? She did a fantastic job. So there we are. We're waiting with our high vises on, ready to go around what I could only describe as Willy Wonka's chocolate factory for beer.
Water makes up 95% of all beer. So I like to tell my doctor I am getting my glass of water, but it's a bit deconstructed. So what's amazing about Ellen water is it's got
So,
soft water.
after tasting grains,
Mineral levels are super low, and that allows us to replicate a lot.
walking stairs, and following miles and miles of shiny aluminium pipework, we got to see the whole of Brewdog. And you know what? It smelled fantastic. It just smelled of biscuits, of wheat, and hops. Obviously, no Brewdog tour is complete without visiting Lone Wolf. I couldn't believe how big it was. Cue cheeky selfie. Even down to how they market the bottles and how they see how it sits next to others on the shelves. The whole tour was fascinating. The iconic picture that all Brewdog fans love. And as we came out, he'd smiled upstairs. It was now hot, sunny, and no snow. So, you know what that means? I now didn't have to drive back. As I raced back to the Brewdog bar to get some samples down me, I really couldn't wait.
Which
So
was
as we
actually
sat,
bottled like a couple hours ago, so it's probably super fresh and probably the freshest beer you're ever gonna get.
hold on, the freshest punk I'm ever gonna get? Oh man, words cannot describe how excited I am.
So this is actually our jet black
Cue
heart, which is
impromptu
our nitrogen
quick beer
spent.
review.
There you have it, guys. The freshest punk you're ever gonna get. Literally bottled about 2 hours ago. This is the grassiest, hoppy smelling brew I've ever had. Honestly, it smells exactly like hops from when you do your home brew. It's just ridiculously fresh, absolutely amazing. Just so fresh. It's amazing, it's so good. Okay, on the tongue, it's actually not that bitter yet. Obviously the bittering will come over time, but for the minute it's still quite got a bit of a residual sweetness. But the hops just layer it. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway guys, hashtag the sauce.
Right, that was really cheesy. Anyway, they've now got, well, you've heard of growlers, and for those people who've watched it, I've done videos on growlers before. Now this is a crowler, which is a canned growler. So, obviously, you saw the start of the video. This is the can that I just opened, kegged on my birthday. So now it's time to get a few beers down me. On the way back, obviously, I had to have a cheeky picture with the sign. The journey on the way back was a quiet one. It was eerie, it was cold, and yeah, I just couldn't stop thinking, was I ever gonna get punk as fresh as that again? Probably not. And when could I next get back up to get some fresh punk? Probably a good few years. There we have it, guys. There is the tour that I've been waiting for God knows how long. Right, I've been really fortunate to actually get a bottle straight off the bottling line, so I cannot wait to get it cracked open for you in my fancy brand new glass. Gone for the TQ range just because I think it's a bloody brilliant glass, full stop. With my, yes, I've been Brewdogged up, my Brewdog bar blade. Let's try and get this focused now, but you can just about make out, today's date, which is the 24th of April. And literally, guys, we tried this at the end of the tour, that was a few hours ago, and I'm just so excited to crack this open now. Okay, I've quickly got to apologise. I just got over a chest infection. That's why I'm breathing heavily like a pervert. Plus the lapel mic was a little bit close to me.
Right, as you can see, your standard crystal clear amber, 2-finger white head. Right, it's going with the nose. Right, this is, and I can't emphasise this enough, this is the freshest punk you're ever going to be able to get. On the nose, it's just real grassy, leafy hops. There's not like the normal little hop aroma that you get from the side of things. This is like how it is. Homebrewers will know when you first open the hop packet and tip it in either for dry hopping or in the boil, this is exactly what you've got. Just fresh, leafy, grassy hops. Absolutely brilliant. Right, let's go in with the taste. Right, so when you usually get your punk, obviously it's got that really nice little bit of bitterness to it. Because this is so fresh and because it's not mellowed out fully in its bottle for transporting and all this sort of stuff, it hasn't got that bitterness. It's got this little residual sweetness to it. And to be fair, it puts a brand new spin on how punk is. It's really fresh, it's really carbonated. I mean, you can just taste the fresh, grassy, leafy hops, as well as on the nose. It's just right on the tongue, along with a bit of grapefruit on the back end, and again, this tiny little bit of bitterness that will obviously grow while it's conditioned in the bottle, while it goes to wherever you're going to get it from. I'm pretty happy to think that I've found the freshest punk that I'm gonna ever find on this tour. And you know what? It's a fucking bollocks, I've got to say, and I don't swear on my channel, but this is the dog's doodahs. Guys, if you're ever about Ellen, if you can ever make your way up as a bit of a trip, honestly, I recommend you do, because the tour was absolutely brilliant. And when you get something as fresh as this, you're never going to get this anywhere else in the country. Cheers.
And so, as night fell, and so did the snow, and it got heavier. I would say we definitely timed it just right. Although saying that, the next day, there wasn't a speck on the roads, on the trees, on the fields. Obviously just the mountains in the background. Now, the third and final leg down to Edinburgh wasn't so much Brewdog inspired. It was mainly for Edinburgh Castle and to give the good lady in my life something to look forward to as well, as I pretty much had taken up the entire trip and revolved it around Brewdog, which I could slowly sense she was getting fed up of me talking about beer. Which, if I'm honest, is totally understandable. Driving to Edinburgh, the clouds were black, we were waiting for snow and rain. Yeah, you know what, we didn't care, because we'd had a brilliant trip so far. I'd sampled some amazing beer, I'd sampled the freshest beer ever, and I've loved every single minute of it. And I managed to drag her into Brewdog Edinburgh. Actually, if I'm honest, probably the worst Brewdog experiences I've ever had regarding the staff. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I've had a brilliant trip. Okay, so as you've seen, I've managed to find the freshest punk I could ever get. And it's been bothering me a little bit, because obviously I want that again. and I know of one pub in my area that actually sells Punk on tap. That's not like a Weatherspoons or some commercial sort of pub. This is a freehold pub that sell Punk, and it's £5 a pint. But you know what? I don't care because it's good. It is good. Now I've emailed them to find out if they would tell me how fresh their Punk is. So, Jack, firstly I'd like to say thank you for taking the time to contact us. Being one of the few non-brewdog public houses stock Punk IPA in the Midlands, we take great pride in maintaining our Punk to be on point for our customers. Sort of got to say that, haven't I? We always take great care in cleaning the lines and making sure you get the best experience Punk IPA has to offer. Our Punk is definitely fresh, being kegged in February this year, so it's currently only 6 months old. I'm sure you'll agree is a brilliant age for a brilliant IPA.